current budget crisis is devastating to all communities, but really truly devastating for the Latino community.
A lot of programs have actually ceased to be. There are a lot of families that are struggling to try to find access and resources, whether it be resources to housing, resources to jobs, resources to education.
For my programs, we're seeing delays in payments. So what happens when we get delayed in payment, there's a question on whether or not we can open up the program or whether or not we can sustain it.
We need resources, and then the cutting, that it makes it less resources for us. It has a great impact in the families of our community in different ways.
We're just at the cusp of having a stronger, more well-defined infrastructure of services for the community. And unfortunately, I think this budget crisis has really begun to dismantle everything that we worked on for the past 20 years.
The acuerdos are coalitions of groups that work together on various issues, whether it be education or housing or policy work.
What the acuerdos do is that it is able to articulate what the plan is, regardless of the budget crisis, and even addressing the budget crisis and saying no. It's crucial for Latino families and children to have those resources in the community, and dismantling them is going to have severe consequences for Latinos being able to have access to the most basic resources, whether in education or whether it's in housing or immigration.
They wanted to cut the medical card for undocumented children. So through Latino Policy Forum, they kind of set up the scheduling to talk with the legislators. We brought the families and they shared the story of how this was going to impact their children. Our families realized the power of their stories and how to use them.
Working together, addressing things like the budget crisis, we can get right into those families. Because one thing about policy is that there needs to be advocacy. Families need to understand that they have rights and that they have abilities to influence how things work. None of us are helpless, and we have rights and we have abilities to change the things that are right now into the things we want them to be.
It helps us to develop a cohesive, structural presentation based on demographic information that has tremendous analysis so that we can go forward and meet with our own legislators and then also to present testimony before representatives of the House and the Senate.
It's the nexus of bringing those people that are in touch with the issue, with the community, together to be able to mobilize around the issue and the plan that makes the most sense and that will bring the best resources and the best answers. Having a partner like Latino Policy Forum with its mesas de acuerdos is very helpful for us because we cannot do everything that needs to be done. We know that if they're addressing early childhood, we're going to support them in every way that we can, but we're going to focus on some other area of education because they're covering that area.
Our participation with Latino Policy Forum also serves as building our community's capacity. When our families participate in those decision-making tables, they're getting to know more about the systems of how everything works, and that's increasing their capacity, and they're able to pass that on to their children and to other families as well.
Working with the Latino Policy Forum, we've been able to understand policy so that we can trickle it down to the families that we work with, as well as understand how we can partner with other entities to make sure that we get the resources to our families. People should continue to support Latino Policy Forum because it's an organization that is imperative to lives of Latinos in the area. And it's about education, it's about housing, it's about making sure that advocacy is working and that groups are working together.
By supporting the Latino Policy Forum through the acuerdos, that it only increases the kind of services we can provide to the members of our community, to the Latino community.
As a community, we need this. We need the Latino Policy Forum to continue to be the voice of the Latino community and to mobilize our stakeholders and to mobilize our leaders and to push forward an agenda that's really going to make an impact on Latino families and children. We need this change, and the change is only going to come with leaders like Latino Policy Forum fighting every day to move that needle.